And there's really nothing to talk about in terms of the fight itself. Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson is what I'm referencing here. Because obviously Amanda Nunes has wiped the floor with Anderson. So that's not really a question by any means. Or even anything to state. My whole sole purpose of bringing this up is Amanda Nunes the GOAT? Not the GOAT of women's UFC, but the GOAT of UFC.
I don't know if you can put her as the GOAT of the UFC overall. She's definitely, like, by far best women's MMA fighter of all time.
Yeah.
That's easy. I don't think you can put her up as the GOAT of the UFC as a whole.
Okay, why not?
I mean, I don't.
Because most people consider Jon Jones as the GOAT. Are you in agreement with the majority of UFC fans?
I don't know if I'm in complete agreement, just because Jon Jones I think could have been, but he ruined his career with all the suspensions and crap.
He ruined his personal image. His terms of his record and his accomplishments are still there.
Right, but like it still like makes it's tough to overlook that, like because it could have been better. He could have distanced himself from everybody really easily, but he just
didn't.
Yeah, because he is kind of an idiot in his personal life.
No argument against that for anybody really. So I put Nunes up. For me, I think she has it.
Really,
I put her there. I was in agreement with Jon Jones being that person.
Okay.
For up until just after this fight. When I look at the numbers, Jon Jones, if I remember right, he had like 10 consecutive title fight defenses after he became champion. Obviously, was very dominant. He's just as dominant as Amanda has been in her defenses, right?
Right.
Amanda has 7 straight title defenses. She's had 12 straight victories, which is second longest in the UFC. Usman is number 1 now at 13.
Okay.
Nunes is also first female double champ, one of the 4 only fighters in UFC history to be a double champ. Jon Jones never even made an attempt at that.
Yeah.
He's moving heavyweight, but it's not for a championship fight yet. So who knows if he even has an attempt to get to that level. And then, when I look at the division, who she's beat, there's not a single person on this roster in the UFC's bantamweight or UFC featherweight, I believe, the 135, 145 pound division, between the two of them, where she even has the slightest type of competition. Any name on this list from number 1 to number 6 right now, she's beat all of them except for one person, and that one person hasn't earned her shot at a title fight yet.
Is that Pena?
This Pena.
Yeah.
She's making a lot of noise, but she has not anywhere close earned that shot yet.
Yeah, and Raquel, right?
Raquel Pennington. Yeah.
Yeah. She called her out after Nunes' fight. It wasn't like, and everyone's like, it doesn't matter.
But it's like, if you look back, Nunes also wiped the floor with Pennington 3 years ago when she was still a single champ. Wiped the floor with her easily.
Yeah. The one interesting thing about this, just to kind of go in, so just their overall records, Nunes is 21-4, where Jon Jones was 26-1 with 1 no contest.
Right.
And the thing is, I guess the reason I can't put Nunes first yet is because kind of what you said, like her divisions and the women fighters in general she could face or she has faced isn't on the same level as somebody would be in Jon Jones.
Okay.
And it's probably because
that's a good argument.
It's probably because the women UFC fighting is still in its infancy. It hasn't been around that long. So women in fighting in general is still kind of a newer concept, especially in the MMA, where we are not going to have those legendary fighters yet.
True, yeah. You're saying the level of competition Jon Jones faced is not the same level as Nunes has faced yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's probably the only argument that could take her down from the number 1 spot.
And that's not her fault.
Oh no, there's nothing she can do about that.
Yeah, she can't do anything about the fact that the rest of her competition is trash compared to her.
Yeah, the only people that she was real competition is 3 fighters. Ronda Rousey, obviously, wiped the floor with her, knocked her out like it was nothing. Yeah. Holly Holm knocked her out as well. Yeah. And Chris Cyborg knocked her out as well.
Yeah.
And that was basically the 3 women's names you knew outside of Amanda Nunes.
Right, and you have, Shevchenko, the down weight class.
Valentina Shevchenko, yeah. Beat her twice. And sent her out of their own division.
Yeah, that's why she went down, is because Nunes wiped the floor with her.
Yeah.
So that's the issue. And, because Nunes has been so dominant, there's talk about the UFC possibly altering the weight classes for the women's divisions. to see if they can make it a little more competitive. Because
You're gonna add a weight class.
maybe
She'll be the first triple champ then.
it could be. I mean, I feel like if she had the ability to drop down to the lower weight class and take take the title down there, which I think she does get to like 125 or
125 is where Shevchenko's at.
Okay, yeah. So would that probably wouldn't be the easy thing for her to do.
Right.
But if she could do it, yeah, she could go down there.
I'm sure she would if she cared about that, which I don't think she's that egotistical to do.
Right.
She doesn't act that way at least, but she could. So I know for me, I put her number one, and especially with her personal.
It's fair.
I don't think there's gonna be a ton of arguments against that for me.
Yeah, the funny thing is about it too. I will absolutely say I'm pretty sure Nunes could go over to the men's division and win fights.
Yeah,
I don't know if she could get to the championship, just because. I mean, it'd be really hard for a woman to go into the men's division, just compete at the absolute top level to compete for a championship.
Right.
It's just hard to do. You don't see it in any sport, just kind of in general. I'm not trying to dog that. It's just kind of nature in that aspect. Like we just haven't seen it before in any sport. So.
Yeah.
But she could definitely win fights.
Oh yeah. You put her at the 135 division in men's, and she wins a couple fights.
Oh, for sure.
Easily. She really does.
I bet you she could. I bet you she could get to the top. I bet you she'd get to the top 5 in the rankings in the 135 division.
Top 5, yeah, guaranteed top 10. Guaranteed top 10.
Yeah, I'd push top 5. I just think maybe they even give her a title shot.
Fuck, that'd be crazy.
I mean,
holy crap.
Dana White's ballsy enough to do it.
Dana White's the man. Dana White is the man. Who knows? Who knows? That'd be some crazy shit that ever happened in UFC in history. Not even like to a Nunes, but just in history of time. If that ever happened, I'm gonna shit my bed.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. And you know what? We don't. Nunes, I mean, who knows? Maybe she would go out and win the championship of the 135 in the men's division.
That would be insane.
If she did, it'd be history. Like not just history in the sense of history. That's history that should be talked about for centuries. Kind of history.
That's human being history. like you're talking the daughter that she just has, newborn. Yeah. You're talking that is a new type of human being that she just is raising now. It's a whole new breed of humans out here.
Yeah, it'd be pretty impressive. So